We actually have a question from Petter Summers. I live in Bundaberg, Queensland, Australia. Hey, it's not far from me. I would like to become a starting strength coach one day. Would online coaching be possible? I'm wondering if he or she means...
What do you mean coaching-wise? Do you mean coaching
Maybe
to become an SSC?
I think so.
I think I understand what he means. So having someone coach you online to help you guide you through the process, absolutely, it's possible. I believe Starting Strength or Asgard as an entity has kind of a coaching mentorship program, but it does actually rely on you already having athletes to work with. So if you just are going from completely ground zero, I wouldn't recommend that. You need to start coaching people because, again, this is not a NASM CPT thing. This is a professional credential for people who are already doing the job professionally. So I don't know if online only would be great for that, but you can definitely. I would really recommend everyone. Like I have a few people who are gunning for the SSC as well. Who they have me look at their programming for them, and their lifting, and some of their athletes lifting, just to kind of keep an eye on it. I think that's very valuable on its own. But going from ground zero to starting strength coach all online. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's hard.
No, I think the person means they want to actually become an SSC, and they're wondering if they can actually do the preparation course online.
Prep course you can do online if you are already coaching athletes. It's not an in-person mentorship program, but you'll have to go to a seminar eventually to do the platform exam.
True. Yep.
And you will need athletes to coach. It's very important what Kay said. You will need athletes.
How long, how long and how many people do you need to coach before you're sort of roughly ready? Is there like a...
it kind of depends on the person. Like, it just depends on how the person develops their coaching eye. Like, with our apprentices here in Houston, like, some people can pick it up really quick, and then they struggle with, the theories and the whys of why we do this. And then it's vice versa with other people. But like just what Alex Cosseri was saying, like you gotta have in-person clients, not just online, but enough to where you're able to go through a squat with your mentor and be like, look, you fucked up the coaching method on step, where you're at the bottom, you didn't point out hip crease below the top of the knee, that the legs are in line with the feet and the back angle. So you'll definitely have access to either family members or someone you can just pester with lifting videos.
Yeah, and I would say as an aside, I'm speaking to the people who want to be an SSC, are charismatic enough to do kind of a sales job, and have a gym near them that's not going to like control what they do with their clients. But if you can get yourself into a public gym and teach starting strength in a public gym for like six to 8 months, and then do the prep course while you're doing that, you'll be ready, dude. If you can do that, because you're going to get people in who literally have no idea. They have never squatted before in their life or whatever. So if you can take them and you can get them looking pretty through, what help you get with the prep course, or if you do the block course, there's a couple of them now. But if you can do that, then you're, the SSC credential, at least the platform exam, will be relatively easy.
So Petter said that I think it's a lady, but she said she's been training clients for 4 years, but doesn't really mention doesn't actually mention if it's starting strength she's been teaching.
No,
so that's actually the next thing I was going to say. There is a tremendous amount of survivorship bias for people who pass the credentialing process for the SSC. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, probably like it's 6 to 8, I would say at this point, from being an SSC for a little bit over a year now, who have been like, I work at Global Gym XYZ or Powerlifting Gym XYZ, and I want to gun for the SSC. I've been training clients. I know the starting strength method, yada, yada, and I'll go and meet them and watch them coach, and it's dog shit. So understand that time in the game doesn't necessarily equate to it. Even with Chase, like those apprentices have such an exponentially better shot because they're exposed to people who do have a good eye for these things and understanding the why behind it before going into it. So, they can have that reasonable foundation for it. But like on a high bar squat from a CrossFit who's been doing it for 6 years, it's also hard to teach yourself out of bad coaching habits,
that's why you have to do the one of the academies or whatever, because that's gonna at least give you a better shot at getting out of whatever bad habits you've acquired But the fact that you'll have clients available, that's really good. You know, if they're game for this shit, that's a big win for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, old mate actually clarified that Petter is his wife's name, and you're talking to Andrew, her husband. So he's posting under his wife's account. Does that change anything you've just said at all?
Not at all.
No.
But why are you posting under your wife's account? That's really weird.
I was always speculative when you said the town name, which was like Bumberdum something.
all the
That actually,
towns,
I tell you right now, that actually perfectly describes that place.
I gotta say, every place in Australia sounds like it was made up by Tolkien. It sounds like it's somewhere where hobbits would live. I don't understand.
It's Bundaberg. It's famous for its ginger
Sure,
beer.
I'm sure
Okay.
it's famous.
Yeah, they make coats there. You could say anything.
Yep.
I believe it.
They have
Hair
really
products.
good boomerangs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kangaroo. Best kangaroo ever, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.